people are dead. And a lot more want to know why.
Okay. I warned you. Because once you know, you can't unknow.
This is serious.
It is.
So stop playing childish games. Look, I have no clue what happened to them.
I can see you.
Somebody wiped all the CCTV footage.
You wanna see me?
We have a serious problem here.
What the?
Turn around!
If I find you, it's game over.
We trap him, we beat his ass.
Hello, everyone. This is Heather Hurt with the NRW, where nerds rule the world. And that was the trailer for The Mousetrap, which is available right now to stream on digital. You can find it on almost every single platform. It was the first film originally announced right after the copyright dropped for Steamboat Willie, of a Steamboat Willie horror movie. There will be two. I want to clarify because I was confused by this too, because I think a lot of people are expecting it to be. This is not the Pooniverse, because I've already been quoted a couple times on that wrong. The Winnie the Pooh-niverse version of Steamboat Willie. That is an entirely different movie that is expected to come out in 2025. This is a movie from Jamie Bailey and Simon Phillips, and stars Simon Phillips as Mickey, Steamboat Willie, and Tim Collins, who is the manager of this gaming arcade. Sophie McIntosh, who plays Alex Finn, Madeline Kellman, who plays Jaina, Ben Harris, who plays Ryan, Cullum Dewick. Come back at me, sir. Tell me how I'm saying that, because I know I'm saying it wrong. Who plays Marcus, Muriel Gagné, who plays Gemma, along with a handful of other incredibly talented actors who are just having what looks like a lot of fun in making this rather ridiculous horror film with a zany outcome. An absolutely zany outcome. So I'm going to talk. I'm going to say this. The movie itself is a horror film. It's supposed to be a horror film. Said that very carefully the way I did. It's supposed to be a horror film. And I got to talk to Simon Phillips, and honestly, one of my most surprising interviews of the year. I was, after this movie, and we're going to get into my review in a second, but after this movie came out, I was rather befuddled on what I was going to talk to him for 20 minutes about, or for 15 minutes about, and we actually I was very lucky to get a full, like, nearly half-hour interview with him. And that was probably one of my most fun interviews. Like, he answered questions wonderfully. He had passion for this movie. He has passion for this film. And it was a surprisingly good interview. I will say that, like, for the fact that I am below expectation on this movie, the interview was surprisingly good. Please go listen to Simon Phillips. And honestly, for that interview alone, if you got a little bit and you just want some random goofy horror movie in the background, just from that interview alone, go take a look. You're gonna just from a personal perspective, not a critic perspective, if you want to, from how much fun I had with the Simon Phillips interview, go check out this movie. But because I am a critic and I owe you due honesty, this was an independent by the strongest definition of the word an independent film, of independent. We here at the NRW love independent films. We love that people are getting out and doing what they want to do, make films, make art, do all of those things. But I still got to be critical in all the honest ways. This movie, I read a great review from one of the writers at IMDb, and he was just like, I'm not really sure gender, I apologize. They were just like, let me just tell you the plot, because I have no idea what to say about this movie. because it is absolutely ridiculous. The movie is set in like this it's set in the modern day, of course, because, you know, cell phones and all that, but it's set in this like 90s, purposely 90s style arcade to make it kind of zany, kind of fun, but an adult kind of way. And it happens around Alex's 21st birthday, which, by the way, there are some plot holes to that, but my husband just couldn't get away from it. And it's just so zany is the weirdest, it's not zany, strange. The movie was there were lots of plot holes. There were a lot of very clear hints of what was going on. There were some weird elements of supernaturalism that weren't really needed, in personal opinion, for a slasher film. It wasn't that bloody for a slasher film to me. We love our horror here at the NRW, so like we're used to blood, and I'm a super scaredy cat. So like I jump at everything, and there wasn't much to jump at here. Like a lot of it was you could really see what was going on, and yet adding the supernatural element just made it more weird than it did unexpected. There was a lot of stereotype like horror movie elements to this movie. I wish I could say more. It's the actors look like they had a lot of fun. From the sound of it, from my conversation with Simon Phillips, him and Jamie Bailey had an absolute blast making this movie because they are true fans. And if anything, you should watch the opening, which is apparently Jamie Bailey's idea. It is probably one of the best openings to a film we've seen in a long time. Like my husband and I, we were like, to this movie when we put it on, but we watched that opening and we're like, all right, we're giving this movie real credit. Like right off the bat, like our expectations went from like -50 to like -10 in like a matter of 3 minutes. It was, the opening is incredible. However, everything else kind of dropped after that. But other than everything critical, the actors do look like they're having a blast in this silly horror film that hits every single trope and stereotype in a horror movie you've ever seen. I'm sorry to be so critical, but there are a lot of horror out there, and after all of these copyright films that are coming out, especially the horror versions of them, this statement isn't even towards the Mousetrap. Being inundated with some of these horror films has kind of created this mindset of, okay. And you can partially blame the Pooniverse for this. Like a universe is not even part of this movie set for that, because it's like there's already a lack of value of like visual interest in it after that universe has started to be created. And then you have a film like this, which is, once again, support indies. I always feel so bad when I give an indie a moderate to bad review. Like, but I have to be honest. Like I went into this movie already going and trying to always having my critic hat on, trying to give it its best chance, looking for it critically. And it got to the point where it was boring. The cliches were just so heavy. But I never want to not give a movie a chance, because I think every movie deserves its opportunities, even those that have like very, very deep political statements that are on the other side of my political opinion. If there is a movie, if there's an audience, take the opportunity. If y'all want to see a weird ass indie slasher where people just look like they were enjoying themselves and having fun in an arcade, and there's a Steamboat Willie serial murderer, I won't give you how he becomes a serial killer, but yeah, check it out. The Mousetrap is available right now, came out for mass release earlier in the month of August. Definitely check it out. And you know what, if you enjoyed it, if there was an element that I missed while watching this movie, tell me about it. Give me those comments below, because I want to hear more of what I'm missing, both as a horror fan and as a critic. I would love to hear your opinions of The Mousetrap. So if you see it, if you watch it, definitely comment below and tell me what your thoughts are, because I really love to hear it. Comment, like, share, subscribe, all of those things. That is my thought on The Mousetrap. Once again, it's available on digital right now. Take a look. We are Nerds Rule the World, and we thank you for your time, and we'll be back soon.